A batholith is a large body of intrusive igneous rock which forms when magma cools and crystallizes beneath the Earth's surface, and they are exposed through uplift, erosion, and weathering. A batholith covers at least 39 miles on the surface, but most are even larger, covering up to thousands of square miles. Areas smaller are called stocks. The plutonic rock types include granite, diorite, gabbro, and rhyolite. Batholiths are commonly made up of granite and are also called granite domes. Granite is a felsic, coarse-grained, intrusive igneous rock having quartz and made up of potassium and sodium-rich feldspars. Felsic-type rocks are rich in silicate minerals and magma, and the most common felsic rock is granite. Batholiths are formed beneath the Earth's surface by the intrusion and solidification of magma. Crystallization is the way by which minerals form an ordered state and comes from molten rock and are called plutons. The large clumps of magma work their way upward through the lower crust. They are formed when the magma cools and crystallizes beneath the Earth's surface. These clumps of magma are also known as diapers and are less dense than surrounding rock that is pliable and are pushed aside as the magma rises. Formed of many blended plutons, the large clumps of magma work their way upward through the lower crust and collect below the surface where they solidify. Batholiths are exposed when the intruded rock has cooled and solidified and is later exposed at the surface through erosion and weathering. Erosion uncovers the crystalline rock. The crystal forms act in response to the lessening of the weight, and they expand, making the plutonic rocks receptive to exfoliative weathering. Spheroidal weathering is one type and produces boulder fields, and another is sheet-like exfoliative weathering, which is increased by frost wedging and creates the smooth surfaces. And then you also have the freeze and thaw weathering, which makes it jagged peaks. Associated with mountain building, batholiths are usually placed near continental margin during times of subduction. When the large batholiths are intruded, the encircling rock, which is known as country rock, must make room for the intrusion. The whole batholithic placement is usually so large that the bases are rarely exposed. They have irregular shapes with the side walls inclining straight up against the host rock. They intrude across mountain folds and are lengthened along the main axis of a range, with faulting and contact metamorphism occurring. The most famous example of a granite batholith is in the Black Hills of South Dakota. In the Harney Peak Granite Batholith northeast boundary is the Mount Rushmore National Memorial. The Black Hills magma was placed into the older existing mica schist rocks, and the metamorphism produced the slabby appearance of the rocks, and it consists of fine-grained minerals such as quartz, feldspar, muscovite, and biotite. And some cracks developed as a result of the cooling of the magma and were later patched with molten magma, resulting in pegmatite dikes, filling the fractures and the areas of weakness in the granite. And you'll see white streaks on some of the president's foreheads, and those are from the patching of the magma and are called pegmatite dikes, and that's what caused those. Another example is Enchanted Rock in Texas. It's located at the Enchanted Rock State Natural Area in Llano County, Texas, and is part of the Town Mountain Pluton. The Enchanted Rock was placed into the Park Saddle Schist, and schist is a rock formation of thin marbled layers of various minerals compressed into the rocks, such as mica or shale, and formed through the process of metamorphism. The dome itself rises 425 feet from its base and covers 640 acres. It is a broad, round pink granite and feldspar dome in a series of 3 exfoliation domes, of which it's the largest. An exfoliation dome is a large rounded landform made from a massive rock, such as granite, by the method of exfoliation. After rock and soil on the top wear away, the granite expands and causes the dome to split into curved sections, kind of like an onion. As outer layers of rock break into smaller pieces and they slide off, the next layer begins to peel away from the dome. And enchanted rock seems to be solid and durable, but to this day it continues to change and erode. Additionally, there's the Sierra Nevada batholith in California, which is a part of the Sierra Nevada mountains. The mountains have many jagged, snow-covered peaks due to a freeze-thaw weathering. It freezes, then thaws, freezes, then thaws, and that caused the peaks as the overlying layers of rock eroded away. It is the largest mountain range in the U.S., and its highest peak is Mount Whitney. The Sierra Nevada chain was also responsible for the California gold rush. As the mineral-rich compounds move along cracks in the rock, like gold, copper, and other minerals such as quartz, they're cast out. Gold can be mined from deposits such as quartz veins that are formed along the fractures, and the Mother Lode is the most famous of these deposits. There are many other examples of batholiths. There's the Coast Mountains in the western Canada and southeastern Alaska areas. There's the Idaho batholith, the Gushan batholith, which is in British Columbia, and the South Mountain batholith, which is in Nova Scotia. In conclusion, we cannot help but marvel at the end result from the eons of years it takes to form a batholith. From the beginning of the magma crystallizing, the plutons uplifting, and the erosion and weathering, unearthing the rocks to create the mammoth and spectacular formations we see today. Understanding the process it takes to create such wonders makes the experience of beholding batholiths even more awe-inspiring.